James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says that the small habits you are forming today will give you big results tomorrow. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named John who was having trouble building good habits to be more productive, healthy, and he wanted to be happy, but he found it difficult to stick to the new routine. One day, John was reading a book about self-improvement when he read a story about a bamboo tree. Bamboo trees are known to grow very fast, but it takes 4 years for them to develop a root system. During those 4 years, only a small sprout appears above the ground. John realized that forming a good habit is like growing a bamboo tree in that it develops a strong foundation. It takes time and effort, but once you do it, the results can be huge. John decided to start small. He committed to working out 20 minutes every day and reading 1 book a month. It was difficult to stick to his new habits, but he kept at it. After a few weeks, John started seeing results. He had more energy, was sleeping better, and felt more accomplished. He also realized that he was enjoying new habits. With time, John added more good habits to his routine. He started eating healthy food, doing regular meditation, and spending more time with people close to him. He also started achieving his goals more quickly. Today, the book summary is also like the story of how we can bring big changes in our life by changing our small habits. Today, we will learn about the book Tiny Habits, which has been written by BJ Fogg. There are many books on this topic, like The Power of Atomic Habits, but this book teaches you to make changes with small things related to daily life, which you can do very easily. Based on 20 years of research and Fogg's advice to more than 40,000 people about habits, Tiny Habits method will help you celebrate success, whether you want to lose weight, be stress-free, get better sleep, or be more productive every day. The Tiny Habits method makes it easy to achieve by starting small and with an easy-to-understand book. For this, we have divided this video into 5 parts, but if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, then do subscribe to the immediate channel so that you can be a part of our mission, where our goal is to change the lives of crores of people through books. Our videos may sometimes be a little long because we never compromise on the quality of the book and content, so it is very important to watch the video till the end. So, let's start again. First of all, we will talk about the elements of behavior. We know that a behavior is formed when motivation, ability, and sign come together. It is also called the Fogg behavior model. The interesting thing is that the Fogg behavior model applies to all behavior, which also includes those habits, which you can change to become better. You can stop the behavior you don't want by removing the sign. It's not always easy, but removing the sign is your best first option to stop a behavior from happening. The main thing is that the easier a behavior is to perform, the greater the chance that the behavior will become a habit and can also be used to break bad habits. Let's say you want to break the habit of watching TV when it's unplugged or it's used for other things. If you are in the room, it will be difficult to watch because now you will have to go down the stairs and plug in to watch. Suppose you have been struggling with weight for years. It is possible that you have been made fun of because of being overweight. In such a situation, first of all, do not focus on losing weight. Create such habits which are related to some small thing. When you start doing that small thing, your motivation starts increasing. In this way, first, building any one of your skills will increase your will power. Most of us want to create a new behavior, or want to change the present behavior, but many times we get little or no success. For those situations, we have a good news behavior design set for you. provides a specific set of steps to solve this simple problem. Suppose you want your employees to arrive on time for your weekly team meeting, but they consistently arrive a few minutes late. Many managers get frustrated with that behavior. We impose a fine on them or tell it to the people who come late so that they can motivate them to come on time next time. This happens in our personal life also. We want to adopt a specific behavior, but are not able to do so. You can do this by following these steps. Create an anchor for that behavior. Develop the ability to perform that behavior. Increase motivation to do it to solve the problem of measuring a behavior for yourself or others. Start with a sign. Ask the employee who comes late to the meeting if you have any reminder to come to the meeting on time. If they do, and have one, ask them to find a good reminder or sign. This problem can be easily solved with just a good sign. Design. If this doesn't work, move on to the next step. See if people have the ability to perform that behavior. Ask your late employee, what's making it difficult for them to get to the meeting on time? Maybe their last meeting was your meeting time. Time is running out, so it takes time to freshen up and come. This will give you the answer that the problem is of ability, not motivation. Hence, work on their ability so that it becomes easier to come to the meeting on time. Most of the people believe that to perform any behavior, you need to focus on motivation, while the first step is to create a sign or reminder. If this does not work, then build the ability, and if this also does not work, then move towards motivation. For motivation, you should give some reward. You can give it, but remember that motivation will help only for some time. In the long run, only the first or second method will work. Let us understand this with an example. Suppose you have asked your daughter to buy religious books and some posters while going home from college. She takes your car. You think I told you so. She will bring the poster when she comes. She comes home from college, but she doesn't have your poster board. You get upset and tell her that how much is that poster needed? Your daughter says, sorry, I will bring it from memory tomorrow, but even the next day no poster board comes. In this situation, like normal people, you can get angry at her continuously and stop driving the car for the next few days. You can also punish him for this, or scold him by saying that he cannot be trusted for such things. He is very careless, and finally in these 3 ways you can motivate him not to repeat this mistake next time. But as you know, this behavior will not have a good effect on their relationship. Now, let's repeat this story again, and imagine that you know how this problem can be solved. When your daughter spends her first day without a poster board, when she comes home, don't get worried. Go into problem-solving mode and think about whether you gave her some hints to remind her to buy that poster board. No, you just thought that she would remember. But she didn't remember, so remember the next day. Ask her to create a reminder or sign, like a to-do list on her phone, or call her while she's coming back from college, and she'll be smiling and bringing you your poster board the next day when you incorporate this troubleshooting method into your behavior. If you apply this method, you will find that it stops you from blaming yourself. Suppose you did not wake up as early as you expected this morning, then this method will help you. Instead of blaming yourself for your lack of willpower or motivation, setting an alarm or similar reminder to wake up early or go to bed on time in the evening will help you figure out if you had something to motivate you. What was making it difficult to engage in that behavior? In many cases, you will find that your lack of behavior is not a problem of motivation. You can do this easily by finding a good sign or by making the behavior easier. Let's talk about 3 ways to make the behavior easier. First of all, increase your skills. When you are better at something, it becomes easier to do it, so by Developing the skill, you can increase the capacity to do that habit. To increase your skill, do online research, ask for suggestions from a friend, or take a class related to it, and do that behavior again and again. If you want to inculcate the habit of keeping cleanliness, then read The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, which is the world best-selling book that teaches about cleanliness. You'll learn practical ways to keep your arrange have as many of the necessary tools and resources available to make your new behavior comfortable. Remember that if a behavior frustrates you, it will not become a habit. Arranging the right tools to make the behavior easier means you have to prepare food. Anything can happen if you feel like it, from a more comfortable knife for the kitchen to more comfortable shoes for running in the morning. The author's friend Molly is a good example of how tools and resources can motivate change. Molly went 10 since she was 1 year old. She had to struggle to maintain her healthy weight. And this problem continued till she was young because she used to eat a lot of junk food, but Molly wanted to cook home-cooked food, but it took a lot of time and fuss to cook. It seemed that because of this, she had to eat food from outside. One day, Molly went to her friend's house and saw her using a tool with a flat frame and an adjustable blade. Her friend made a cutting board without any wobble and without any screwdriver, chopped an entire carrot into a salad bowl in about 10 seconds. Molly thought it was magic. She asked her friend, "Wow, what is this?" Cooked on the day itself, and now she cooks every day of the week. After a year, she told the author that she is happier, more energetic, and more productive than ever before. Most importantly, she now asks, how can I make it easier so that when, even if he lacks motivation to cook, he should eat healthy home-cooked food? You do not have to buy fancy kitchen tools every time to make your behavior easier, but learn from Molly to make it easier according to your habits. Buy the necessary tools and adopt new things with a flexible mindset. In this way, you will be able to work on it in a more productive manner in less time, which will make it easier to do. The motivation to do it next time will increase, and by doing it again and again, that behavior will increase. It will become your habit. The third way is to make your behavior smaller. Making the behavior smaller is the basis of tiny habit and is a surefire way to make any task easier, which means completing a small part of your new habit. Make a goal to do so that while doing it you feel that, man, this is just so much. I will complete it now. For example, if you want to make a habit of walking 3 kilometers every day, then your first step will be to wear running shoes. That initial step becomes your small behavior and the beginning of your new habit. The purpose here is to start with just one important step in the process of achieving the desired behavior. Tell yourself, I do and have to walk. I just have to wear my shoes every day. Wearing those shoes will change your thinking. Suddenly walking will not seem as difficult as it seemed before. Most of the day, you will go out of the door and, after wearing the shoes, you will take a walk around your area. This is a way to make the initial small steps easier. Steps turn into big habits. Keep this in mind. While doing this, don't be in a hurry to make this small behavior big. If someday you just wear shoes, but do not do running, then it is fine. But just make sure to wear shoes every day. When this behavior occurs, once it becomes a normal behavior, move on to walking and then running, and so on, becoming comfortable with each habit one by one. This will strengthen your confidence that you can always take action no matter how your motivation fluctuates. Yes, here is another example of one of the author's students. Sarika's biggest problem was not being able to make breakfast on her own. She found it very difficult to do so. After taking the Tiny Habits course, And learning the starter steps, Sarika decided that the first thing in the morning she would do this would be to turn on the stove. Top burner. It was a new habit of hers. Although it was a very small habit, but it was an initial step in the direction of making breakfast. For the first few days, all she did was leave the burner on for a few seconds and then turn it off. But he quickly placed a pot on the burner. Then once the pot was there, he thought, why not boil water for the porridge? Once the water started boiling, not adding the porridge seemed foolish, and most of the day he poured the porridge himself. In this way, she developed a new habit by becoming comfortable with each step. But if she ever felt rushed or distracted, she would simply turn the burner on and off to complete the task for the day, because the starter step only it was the same behavior that he included in his daily routine. Starter step is a kind of mental motivation. By doing such a small step continuously, you get internally motivated to do the next step, because only one small step continuously, the speed it creates in you by doing the same behavior, often takes you to the next step with less friction. You just have to remember that apart from your smaller habits, do and get demotivated by not being able to do any of the bigger habits. You just have to take responsibility for doing your starter behavior, like burning a barn. And it leads to success every time. Every time you do it, you keep that habit alive and create possibilities for moving forward, like Sarika does with this. She was surprised at how quickly her burner habit developed into many habits. Now she became a habit of making complete breakfast. Motivated by her success, she also started making lunch and dinner, and within a few months, she moved beyond porridge, and now it's time to identify the anchor. May it be with you too, no matter how unauthenticated your routine is. Try to try these anchors in the morning as much as possible, because the author has found in research that our routine is usually more fixed in the morning. At this time, most of the things that we usually do every day are done, hence, the morning is like a fertile soil for developing new habits. As the day progresses, our schedule becomes easier. It gets disturbed. And once one schedule is broken, then the other also gets broken, like due to starting work late, more focus goes on work. And the habits made to stay healthy during the day are avoided late. From office. When you come back, you eat pizza instead of cooking dinner. You can fix this problem by using anchor in your morning, afternoon, and evening. In your morning routine, you do things like this in the morning. This is what I'll do after my feet hit the floor. This is what I'll do after I sit up in bed. I'll do this after I turn off my alarm. I'll do this after I use the toilet. I'll do this after I flush the toilet. I'll do this after I run in the shower. I'll do this after I brush my teeth. I'll do this after I brush my hair. I'll do this after I make my bed. I'll do this after I tie my shoes. I'll do this after I turn on the coffee maker. I'll do this. Pour myself a cup of coffee after. I'll do this after I put my dishes in the dishwasher. I'll do this after I feed the dog. I'll do this after I put the keys in the ignition of my car. I'll do this now. This is how you do things in your midday afternoon routine on your phone. After hearing the key ring, I'll do this after having fun. I'll do this after having a cup of coffee. I'll do this after clearing my inbox. I'll do this after coming from the bathroom. I'll do this now. Decide this in your evening routine. Office. After I get to my door, I'll do this. After I put my bag down, I'll do this. After I sit down to eat, I'll do this. After I put my dinner plates in the dishwasher, I'll do this. After I run the dishwasher. After I'll do this. After I turn off the TV, I'll do this. After I put my head on the pillow, I'll do this. So, find an anchor that matches your schedule, and after that anchor, do a small behavior associated with the habit you want. Once you have multiple anchors, Look carefully at the new habit you want to develop so that you can associate your new habit with the most suitable anchor. Let us now understand how emotions create habits when you perform a behavior. So there is a direct relationship between how you feel and the possibility of repeating that behavior in the future. For a long time, people have believed in the old myth that repeating things creates habits. But while doing this, keep in mind that it is just old habits. There's recycling of thoughts. You haven't done anything different. So how can the results be different? Keep this in mind when you design your behavior to form habits. Just think about how Instagram's chats take advantage of this once. Once you take a photo, filters make it easy to do the same. As you apply different filters, you see your photo magically transform before your eyes. And the photo is no longer just a photo. It feels like you're sharing an amazing feeling or moment. When that happens, your brain releases dopamine and you walk out again. Without even thinking about whether or not they're going to take their phone. They carry it with them because the phone is connected with their emotions, so without thinking, people just feel good with it. And in this way, carrying the phone with them and looking at it from time to time becomes their habit. The whole process of forming a habit. For good habits, it is exactly the same as for bad habits, like if an announcement is made today that eating cake is prohibited after 2 p.m. because it is not good for health, then your brain will not care about it because it still gives the same pleasure as eating cake. Similarly, there are many behaviors that we do not like and we know are not good for us, but we do not stop doing them because they have become attached to our emotions. Like using mobile, playing video games, the reward system of your brain has more influence on feeling, and what society calls good or bad has less influence. As a human being, we are deeply connected to feeling. That is why most of our habits are a mix, some of which we want and many of which we don't. The good news is that you can control it. We already have the option to use our brain to feel good and change our behavior. Feel like a winner about adopting the habit you want. Now you know how to use celebration to build a habit. Celebration is the best way to create a positive feeling about your new habit. Celebration is available to everyone. Celebration teaches us how to be good to ourselves. But before that, start combining the techniques of habit celebration with everything you've heard about celebration. And understand that celebration is your desire for reward. Activates. Suppose you have decided to run every day for 2 weeks. Then after completing it, at the end of those 2 weeks, you can reward yourself in the form of a massage. This reward is good for you because this will only benefit you in the end. Here, your massage will not become a reward but a motivation. In simple words, the reward should be a good experience directly related to your behavior, which will increase the chances of repeating the behavior as much as possible. So, during or after doing that behavior, give it as soon as possible to increase the ability to do that behavior again, because at that time, a happy hormone called dopamine is released very rapidly in our brain, which means that habits creating those good feelings and deeply felt celebrations will give you superpowers to create habits. If you're confused about what might work for you, put yourself in these situations and see how you respond. This will help you learn about your natural ways of celebrating. Use that natural process to add spark to your new habit. When you read these situations, do and overthink or analyze. Just let yourself respond. Let it happen. You decide to apply for your dream job at your favorite company. You make it to the final interview round. The hiring manager says we'll send you an email with our decision. The next morning you get a Mail from the manager with a joining letter you. What do you do at that moment? Imagine yourself sitting in the office. You have a piece of paper and the dustbin is in the corner of the room. You wrap the paper and decide to throw it in the dustbin. You aim carefully and toss the paper. Goes straight into the dustbin. What do you do at that moment to celebrate the joy of your perfect shot? Your favorite team is in the championship game. Both teams have the same score and there is very little time left. As soon as the time is up, your team win by scoring. What do you do in that moment? Have you found a way to celebrate that makes you feel bright or sparky? If not, it's time to try some other celebration techniques. Here are some celebrations that you can try. These also include those that you can do in the middle of a crowd or alone in your home. Say yes. Laugh openly. Listen to your favorite song. Dance. Clap your hands. Celebrate by shaking your head. Congratulate yourself. Imagine that the crowd clapping for you. Take a deep breath. Pop a pinch. Light a firecracker. Look up and make a V with your face. Smile and say to yourself, I've got this. So guys, let's recap what we've learned so far so that you can remember this easily. 2. Change an old habit. Remove the sign associated with it and similarly, to adopt a new behavior, put a sign reminding you to do it. To change any behavior, follow 3 steps. Create an anchor for the behavior. Develop the ability to do that behavior. Increase the motivation to do it. Try 3 ways to make a behavior easier. Increase your skills. When you get better at something, it becomes easier to do it. Therefore, by developing skills, you can increase your ability to do that habit. Arrange tools and resources. Make your behavior smaller and smaller. Create anchors related to your habit. Anchor is some behavior in your daily life that is immediately preceded or followed by you will do your new desired habits. Your anchor should be something that really happens in your life. Like after my feet hit the floor in the morning, I will do this. After I sit in bed, I will do this. After I turn off my alarm, I will do this. And design everything in the same way. And in the end, celebrate your changed small behavior. Celebrate it as much as possible in your natural celebration way. This will start connecting that behavior with your emotions and it will become easy to do it again and again. Thank you. Friends, if you like the book summary of Tiny Habits, please subscribe our channel because many people watch all our videos, but forget to subscribe. This gives us a lot of support. Thank you. More great videos will be available soon. With thank you so much.